Ever wondered how scientists detect the presence of lipids in a food sample? It's through a simple but effective test known as the Sudan 3 test. Sudan 3 is a red dye that has an affinity for lipids, fats, and oils. When mixed with a sample containing lipids, it gives a red-orange solution or suspension which serves as a clear indicator of lipids. This is the principle behind the Sudan 3 test. Now, how does one carry out the Sudan 3 test? It begins with grinding the food sample to increase the surface area for the test. This ground sample is then mixed with ethanol in a test tube. The ethanol, being a good solvent for lipids, extracts the lipids from the food sample. Following this, the mixture is filtered to remove any solid particles, and distilled water is added to the filtrate. At this point, the solution is shaken vigorously. The lipids present in the sample, being insoluble in water, float on top of the water, creating a separate layer. The final step involves adding a few drops of Sudan 3 dye to this solution and shaking it again. If lipids are present, the solution turns red or orange, indicating a positive test result. If there's no color change, it means that lipids are not present in the food sample. The Sudan 3 test is a powerful tool in the hands of scientists and researchers. It's simple, it's quick, and it's effective. It allows us to detect the presence of lipids in food samples with relative ease. But remember, while the Sudan 3 test is a great way to identify lipids, it's not infallible. Some substances may cause false positives or negatives. It's also important to note that while Sudan 3 dye is a useful tool in the lab, it's not safe for consumption as it's a potential carcinogen. So to recap, the Sudan 3 test works by exploiting the affinity of the red dye, Sudan 3, for lipids. The dye is added to a food sample that has been ground, mixed with ethanol, and filtered. The addition of water separates the lipids and the dye binds to any lipids present, turning the solution red or orange. This test is an invaluable tool in the science of food analysis, providing a simple and effective method for the detection of lipids. However, caution must be exercised due to the potential for false positives or negatives, and the fact that Sudan 3 dye is not safe for consumption. And that, my friends, is the fascinating world of the Sudan 3 test.